Hello, hello. Y'all come on into the podcast. Come on into the podcast. Okay. Welcome everyone. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also hit that thumbs up bell and also hit the thumbs up button as well. Lawyer Henderson with Lawyer Henderson YouTube channel, Lawyer Henderson TV. Okay, glad y'all can join me for this live event. How is everyone? Shout out to everybody who is listening or looking or what have you. Um, don't forget, like I said, to hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button. All of my people in the chat room, hit that thumbs up button. Hit the like button. All right, so let's get to it. Today, I'm going to be talking about Dr. Umar Johnson. As you know, Dr. Umar Johnson says that he is a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and he often evaluate black boys in special ed and determine whether or not your child should go to special ed or what have you. Determine if your child um, have ADHD or what have you. And a lot of people in the black community have been criticizing Dr. Johnson over his work, his credentials, and the building of his school. Now, here is the thing about wanting to raise money um, to finance a school, which is a huge endeavor. It takes a lot of support to get your school finance. Okay. Now, I would have went a different route as far as creating your credit unions first or a bank before start the school, but that's just me. Okay. But I wanted to tell people out here, especially black folks, give Dr. Umar Johnson credit. He does have his place in the black community. He does have his place here. Um, he is it's very important to have Dr. Johnson a part of the black community. Anytime a black man can, move up the educational level and not, follow the quote unquote, I'm saying, bourgeoisie ladder that we see so much is prevalent in the black community. A lot of black folks who sells us out and not telling us the truth about what white supremacy and white power is up to. You have to give those people credit in the black community because we don't have a lot of black unapologetic African Americans in this particular society. So whenever we get somebody like Umar Johnson, we have to support him. Now, a lot of people who've been saying that his school is a fraud. Okay, okay. Well, are you doing? Or do you have something that you can present to us that is better than Umar Johnson's school? What have you, the black person criticizing him, what have you done to help ameliorate the lives and improve the lives of black people? Him educating black people going all across the country is schooling. What he is doing is going all across the nation, all even in even in African countries, Europe countries, and he's speaking to his people about what is going on in the education system. We have to give a black man who is risking that kind of doing that is a risk for him because the white power structures that be can take him out at any time. Anytime that you are educating black people, you are doing your work, okay? And money has to be present in order for you to continue your work. You cannot just have a person that you all are hating to finance and not have him go around and speaking at engagements without giving him the finances that he need. He is one of the only black scholars that we see out there doing the work. Everybody else is just pimping the system. They went along with white mommy and white daddy, wanting to get some type of props, and they're not teaching the parents the truth about what the educational system is doing. Okay, I've been in the educational system myself. I seen how I saw how the black male child has been picked on. I see all the time how the black male child is singled out, even when it comes to even when they had black teachers. I seen how the black child, specifically the black male child, being getting in trouble, being called on, and even in sense of me having to deal with them in school, I try to do certain things so that I wouldn't get them in trouble. For instance, I would just tell them to go to another classroom until a teacher returns, so I wouldn't have to really deal with them, because a lot of those kids are disrespectful. But at the same time, there has been those who have been very respectful, and basically, those kids can learn. They can understand. They respect you in a sense if you're respecting them. One of the things that I noticed that we need in the black community, and this is what we need to stop doing, is we need to stop criticizing a black man or a black woman who gives us advice about what we should be doing in the black community, the education that we need to understand. And so Dr. Johnson provides a service for us all in the black community. And I think one of the things we have to understand is that sometimes it's hard to convince our people when they have been presented with the truth, because we're typically used to people lying to us and we buy into those lies. But then when we see someone who is real unapologetically African, he brings a real different he brings a the truth to us, then we get this. Okay, YouTube is messing with my live screen here. But anyway, we try to find ways to lie them, to discredit them, to discredit their credentials. We find a lot of things in the black community. Nobody asks white men when they come with suits. Y'all don't do an inventory on them. Okay, y'all don't ask the church where y'all money go to every Sunday when you give the church a lot of money. We give the church $4 billion. Nobody asks about that. Okay, but when somebody who is wanting to build a school for us and our kids, we then have to do a lot of inventory. We have to shake down the person. We have to criticize them. We go on YouTube and say, "Oh, this is not going to happen." Let's say that if he do get the $2 million, okay, from a private individual, okay, all right, so that private individual will be someone who we can go to and say, "Okay, we'll give Dr. Johnson this money, but he has to create a board of directors. He has to create somebody who he has to go through that is also balancing the situation as to him using the money. Okay, so we'll understand where all the purchases is going to, and so we'll be able to understand, okay, that okay, we've got this money for you, basically just to make sure that it's not being mismanaged and not being misused and things of that nature. So I mean, individual donations, he pretty much individually is going to have total responsibility for that particular amount if they're individual donations. But if someone gave him an amount of money and they said, okay, I'll give you, like I said earlier, $2 million, but you have to do this with it. You have to create a board with it. You can't spend this. You can't give yourself a stipend. The question would be, okay, will he spend that, and will that be contracts? Okay, because with our people we do have to have contracts in order for the business relationship to flow. And so that's the reason why black folks have not been able to do business in a sense, because we don't trust each other. Okay, we trust white mommy and white daddy, but we don't trust each other, and that's been a huge problem. So I will ask for people just to give Dr. Johnson, a chance to see. I know people saying, well, it's been 10, 11 years and he still ain't done anything. I would argue that, of course, you're right. It takes a lot of resources, a lot of finances, a lot of investors to engage, to start a school. Like some of our HBCUs, they get donors all the time from celebrities and other individuals, and people like Bill Cosby. He give money to Spelman College. So we have to have those types of donors in order to get our projects off the ground. So we have to give those things, those types of situations, enough time in order for it to build and grow. And if it doesn't happen, then I mean, because they're donations, you know, um, by respectfully, yeah, he get to keep those that money because it is donations. At the end of the day, that he was trying to get a school start and not get enough money, then it pretty much then means that he's in this bind where it stays still, nothing is moving. People want him to just start a small school, and that's it. So we have to understand that money is necessary for everything. Okay, you just can't just go out there and do things without finances. Okay, just like financing a politician, financing anything, it takes money. It really do. Okay, so I will argue that, like I said, we need more scholars like him as well, out here telling the truth, speaking truth to power, making sure that the black community stay focused on education and building up their communities, talking about black empowerment, very, very important concepts that he brings to the table. And that to me get me to understand how important it is to talk about, the black family, how we deal with issues within the black community, because we're facing a lot of major issues in the black community. And although, like I said earlier, I would have said, well, let me get the credit unions and the banks first, and then that would help finance the school. That's something I would have done. Okay, but he took the route as far as saying that we need the school or whatever. And so people are pretty much do have the right to question. They do have a right to get their questions answered about anything that they're donating. So that is, they do have their reasons to question. I get that. But also, I think if we just give it a little bit time to see where we're at, give it about another year or so to see what Dr. Johnson will do as far as trying to create the school. Okay. So let's not be quick to criticize. Okay. Like I'm not quick to criticize Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm not quick to criticize other people in the black community. I always ask to give an opportunity, and let's see where we go as far as what this person can do and will do and might do in the future. So we have to be able to do that as black people. We have to stop being willing to just criticize quickly. And Dr. Johnson, he was criticizing people as well, and I get that. But he did went back and say, okay, I have to not criticize people so quick, just like he did with Jay-Z. A lot of people are, when he did that deal with the NFL, he said that people were calling him up, and he was like, "Wait a minute now, let's not be so quick to judge Jay-Z, okay, and Beyonce. We have to look at certain things that certain people do before we criticize, okay? And that's what I hope you all do as far with me. If I ever spoke up for you, I want you to just give me the opportunity to get a chance to do so, and to get certain things straight before you go out and just criticize. That will be very important. Okay. Well, leave your comments about what I said about Dr. Johnson, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also hit that the like button, and also that thumbs up bell, so that if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get the updates on all the videos that I post. I'm Lawyer Henderson. Thanks for watching. Thanks for just tuning in and sticking with me to talk about Dr. Johnson.